In the glitzy world of hip-hop and fame, where spotlights dance on the edges of scandal and intrigue, Sean "Diddy Combs, music mogul, entrepreneur, and larger-than-life persona, finds himself ensnared in a web of legal turmoil. The saga began last November, and since then, it has unfolded like a gripping thriller, revealing dark secrets, accusations, and high-stakes drama. Let us delve into the chapters of this riveting tale. Cassie Ventura's lawsuit, a love gone sour. In the autumn of 2023, R&B singer Cassie Ventura, once entwined in a tumultuous relationship with Combs, stepped into the spotlight. She filed a civil case against the hip-hop icon, accusing him of rape and physical abuse during their 11-year partnership. Their love story, once splashed across tabloids, now unraveled in a courtroom. Ventura's allegations cut deep. Cycle of abuse. She painted a harrowing picture of a relationship marred by violence, manipulation, and coercion. Combs allegedly used his industry clout to keep her captive emotionally and physically. Sex trafficking. Ventura claimed that Combs introduced her to a dark underworld, a realm of male prostitutes and secret cameras. Her spirit was scarred by forced interactions that were documented for future generations. Their once intense love has turned into a never-ending circle of suffering. Brendan Paul, the mysterious private jet. Federal authorities raided Combs' lavish residences in Miami and Los Angeles as the legal storm intensified. However, it was an almost ordinary private plane at Opa-locka Airport in Miami that held the key. Now step in Brendan Paul, the alleged drug courier. Undefined, the intercepted journey. Paul, a young man of 25, had to make a decision. Federal agents foiled his attempt to board the private jet owned by Combs. What was actually in the luggage compartments of the airplane? Hints to Combs' supposed misdoings? The contraband, the drug suspects that they were carrying cocaine and marijuana sweets. Paul had these illicit treasures. Was he a puppet in Combs' game or a blind participant? The unanswered questions. What drove Paul to take such a risk? Was he a loyal follower, an opportunistic desperado, or a minor player in a bigger game? Denials and shadows. Combs, who is always in the spotlight, provides no answer, instead refuting all the charges. His legal team weaves a counter-narrative. Combs towers, voicing out his innocence. He portrays Ventura's arguments as lies, a wish of revenge. The mysterious Paul. Who is Brendan Paul, the leader of the campaign? Whether a messenger or a spy with his own secrets, it is hard to say. The unfolding drama. When the courtrooms are full of expectancy, the public shouts out for the next play. Is justice going to triumph, or will the glitter of fame just act as a veil over the truth? And thus, the curtain goes up on this actual tale, a story of power, treachery, and atonement. While the situation changes, the legal chessboard is our spectator, but we are just as breathless to know which piece will fall next. An insider told TMZ on Wednesday that Cassie, who accused Combs of rape and abuse in November, is one of many witnesses who are cooperating with federal investigators as they investigate the claims of sex trafficking. Sean Combs, Cassie's ex, is said to be in touch with the authorities who are leading the federal investigations into the music mogul. The singer of Me and You started to work with law enforcement agencies some weeks ago, even before the raids on the rapper's homes in Los Angeles and Miami. Homeland Security raided both Combs' primary residences last week after obtaining search warrants from the Southern District Federal Court in New York. Besides, other women are also in touch with federal investigators who are working on the same case. Cassie was the first one who publicly accused the rapper of sexual abuse during their almost 10-year relationship. In the bombshell lawsuit, Cassie alleged that the 54-year-old raped her, forced her to take drugs, and made her have sex with male prostitutes while he filmed. The lawsuit claimed that Diddy, who vehemently denied the allegations that he was prone to uncontrollable rage and frequently beat Ms. Ventura, savagely separated from her in 2018. After being in silence and darkness for years, I am ready to share my story and to stand up for myself and for the sake of all the women who face domestic violence and abuse in their relationships. The I'll Be Missing You singer and Cassie privately settled the case on the next day. He has been accused by several other people of sexual assault, including producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones. Jones sued his ex-employer in February 2023 because he alleged that the ex-employer had been sexually assaulting him from September 2022 to November 2023. The producer accused Diddy of rubbing and touching his private part on the pretext of grooming him into sex. But Jones asserted that Combs would be trivializing his sexual advances as horseplay. He also claimed that Combs made him get involved with prostitutes, and it was said that he was drugged and raped once at a party. Two more accusers who went public a week after Cassie. One of the girls declared that Combs raped her at Syracuse University in New York in 1991 after he had drugged her. Combs has already denied these accusations, and more recently, a third accuser, namely Liza Gardner, has brought forward the same charges. But Gardner said that Combs and Hall of the band Aaron Hall drugged and raped her and her friend after an Uptown Records party in 1990. Gardner claimed that she was 16 years old when the event happened. Also, she stated that he choked her a day after the assault. Combs, who has not been criminally charged, has denied the increasing allegations against him. His attorney had referred to the last month raids as a witch hunt. This apparently implies that the Me and You hitmaker, who was once signed to Diddy's label, might have had information concerning the multiple searches that were conducted on the rapper's homes last week. If you are interested in this kind of content, subscribe now. Maybe you won't see me again. Federal agents were seen seizing Combs' phones and computers in Los Angeles and Miami as part of the ongoing investigation, and raids in New York and Chicago were anticipated to follow. Apart from that, it is also reported that other unknown women are in touch with the federal investigator in this matter. It is a complicated and grave situation, and the authorities are putting in a lot of effort to uncover the truth. The man who was described in the lawsuit as Diddy's Mule was arrested on drug charges at the Miami Opa-locka Executive Airport on Monday afternoon, shortly before the superstar's homes on both sides of the country were raided by federal agents and before an aircraft linked to the producer took off from the airport to a Caribbean island. According to the news, Brendan Paul, a 25-year-old ex-college basketball player, got arrested at Miami Opa-locka Executive Airport on Monday for having cocaine and marijuana candy in his possession. Paul was named a defendant in a civil lawsuit filed by rapper Rodney Jones, who goes by the name Lil Rod. He claimed that Paul worked for the rap mogul from November 2022 to September 2023 to obtain and distribute Diddy's guns and drugs. If you are interested in this kind of content, subscribe now. Maybe you won't see me again. Paul was released on Tuesday on a $12,500 bond. His case is scheduled for hearing on April 24th. Bieber's attorney, Brian Bieber, reported that they did not intend to try this case in the media and that all the issues would be dealt with in court. This did happen while the Miami-Dade police conducted a raid at Diddy's properties in Miami and Los Angeles as part of the sex trafficking case. Diddy's lawyer, Aaron Dyer, declared these raids as a witch hunt based on baseless accusations. The authorities used military force on a grand scale in the execution of search warrants at Mr. Combs' residences. Dyer said to the U.S. media, "This is the first time ever that an ambush of this kind is witnessed, with a sophisticated and well-organized media coverage. This has led to a rush to judgment against Mr. Combs, and this is nothing but a witch hunt based on empty allegations made in civil lawsuits." Diddy was sued by his ex-girlfriend, who was Cassandra Ventura, and she was signed to his bad boy label. In her suit, she said that he coerced her into having sex with numerous men in many cities of the USA over a period of time. Notwithstanding the fact that the case has been settled, it was followed by more complaints, including one in December by a woman who accused Combs of gang raping her with other men when she was just 17. Diddy, through his lawyer, was simply denying the accusation. No criminal or civil charges have been made against him with these allegations. Mr. Combs is innocent and will continue to fight every day to clear his name. After a recent civil complaint was brought against him, Sources said the post that Sean Diddy Combs had used money and power to get others to do his dirty work in the past. Others performed these things instead of him, and his hands remained clean. It was in February that Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a music producer, filed a lawsuit. This week, the charges were amended with the explosive accusations that Combs was paying women for sex and that he had people on his payroll who were carrying drugs for him. According to the amended complaint, it was not just Combs's ex-girlfriend Young Miami, 30, who delivered pink cocaine, a mix of cheaper substances that can include ketamine, MDMA, or opioids, and also known as Tusi. The court document is said to contain a statement that Diddy wanted Tusi to be on board a private jet flight from Miami to the Something in the Water Music Festival in Virginia. But Brendan Paul, Diddy's alleged drug mule, forgot the Tusi. City Girls rapper Young Miami, whose real name is Karacia Rameka Brownlee, in an open relationship with Combs from 2021 until late last year, during which time Diddy had a child with another woman, model Dana Tran. The accusation is that Combs had women on his payroll and they were sex workers. Jade Ramey, a wellness coach and Instagram influencer who claims to be paid a monthly stipend by Combs for sex work, is mentioned in Jones's amended lawsuit. The document goes on to say that 50 Cent's ex, OnlyFans star Daphne Joy, was one of the 3 women, including Brownlee, that Combs boasted about paying a monthly stipend for sex. It is not known whether the individuals have been given the U.S. federal tax documents for these payments or whether they have reported these payments on their own taxes. Thank you for watching. If you want to see me again, subscribe now and hit the notification bell.